The next question is about the one of the professional who is responsible for the audits. He has not specified his job profile, but what he's saying is we have many of the findings from the last audit open, and we have another audit coming in September, and the teams are not supportive to close the audit findings. My position is at risk if there are repeated findings again in the next audit. Please help me. So you need to first understand why the teams are not able to close the findings. They may need the guidance, they may need support, or they might not understand what the audit findings are, what is the solution they can implement. Fine, this is one thing you have to understand, and you have to make them understand. Fine, because you cannot simply be just pushing them to close without understanding what the challenge is. Second is, if they are not responding because maybe they have the bandwidth issue or they are not putting this as a priority, then define the escalation metrics. So let their seniors know where these findings are important to close, and these are open since long time. Fine, that's the second thing I will recommend. And the third thing is, set up the clear responsibilities and accountabilities. Fine, so that if they are not closed on time, or if there is a repeated findings, that it is not on you, it is on them. Fine. So the fourth thing I will recommend is, before going for the external audit, you do the audit internally, identify what the gaps are, identify what the failures are, and report it to the management and ask their support in a very objective way, that these are the things that are open, and this is the reason for the open, what support you have provided, what support you can provide further, and what actions you are expecting from each team. If you have a clear communication, I am sure that no management will penalize you for doing the right thing. So if you are not clear about the direction you are going, if you are not clear about what is the approach you should take, fine, so that is probably will be seen as your failure. But we are here not to only dictate that these are the findings. We have to support. No management want to see the problems, they want to look at the solution. Go to them with a solution, that this is where we are, this is what is expected, this is where the challenge is, this is the solution you are recommending. Fine, and this way it can be solved within this much time. Fine, but you need support from the respective teams and maybe push from the management. Fine, if you are going with them a clear-cut solution and a clear-cut ask what you expect from them, then no management will if there is no management who will not support you. Fine, because at the end we all are working for the organization. We all want to see the organization should not face any challenges during the audit, or should not have any negative findings in a audit report. Fine, so I hope I'm able to articulate well that there are four things you can do. First, define the clear responsibilities and accountabilities. Understand what the challenge is and try to solve the challenge. Sit with the team, understand what the challenge is. Third is, define the escalation metrics. And fourth is, do the internal review before going for the external audit, or do the internal review or the internal audit before going to the external audit, and report the findings of the internal review of the audit to the management with the right expectations. What is you expect from the other teams, and what support you expect from the management. Fine, and because the time is too less, we are in July and you have another audit in the September. I don't know how many findings are open and how much time it will take, but even if you have the things as a planned and a work in progress, and the work in progress is being monitored, I'm sure that in the next audit, the only thing the auditor can note down is that these are still open, but we also have to note down that there is a plan in place and the work is in progress. If you have a plan in place and work is in progress, or the findings are not yet closed, fine, those will not be as serious as not addressing and not having a plan in place. Fine, so probably you can save yourself and save your organization, fine, from this bad situation. I hope I am able to articulate it well. If you have further questions, please feel free to ask me a question. Thank you so much for watching.